Those are the ingredients we are going to be using for our cake. Measurements will be in the description box below. It's basically a stick of butter, eggs, essence, sugar, flour, and baking powder. Add your wet ingredients to a mixing bowl. Melt your butter and add it. And then add your sugar to the mixing bowl. This is going to help dissolve it. Then, using a mixer or by hand, mix your sugar into the wet ingredients until it's uniformly incorporated. Then come in with your dry ingredients, which are flour and the baking powder. After adding your dry ingredients, mix them with a spoon or a spatula to avoid erupting a smoke cloud when you're mixing it with the mixer. When you are sure there are no dry bits, then you can bring in the mixer. Without a mixer, you can just continue this process until it's a smooth batter. Mix until everything is thoroughly mixed. Try not to overmix it, as this may lead to unnecessary air bubbles. Scrub the edges of your mixing bowl to make sure everything is thoroughly mixed. And then grab your greased baking pan. That's where you're going to pour your butter in. Carefully pour the butter into the baking pan and fill it 3/4 of the way up. Yeah, that's a really nice baking pan. It's a Swirlwind type, but any baking pan will work. And before you do all this, make sure your oven is preheated at least 10 minutes before you take the baking pan to the oven. Preheating is going to help your butter rise. And then I've taken it to the oven. After about maybe 40 minutes, I was done. Depending on your baking pan size, you can check the doneness with a fork. And then let it cool on a cooling rack. Normally I don't have this problem, but in this case it was refusing to go out.
2,000 years later.
And then that's my cake. It's a bit pale. You could have stayed in the oven for a little bit, but I was afraid to dry it out. But the flavor and the doneness is okay. And that's my end result. I had some more butter to use, so I made some mini cakes. And they turned out even way better than the actual cake. You can have this with tea, a drink, or any beverage of your choice. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Ciao.